Hey, what's up guys? This is video part 4 for CI/CD on GitHub Actions. On this video, I'm going to do is roll back our version. So to have a manually roll back to our version, what we can do is we can have a we're gonna have a configuration file called rollback YAML. So create a new file called rollback. So we're gonna have RollBack workflow. So we have a workflow name called RollBack, and that listen on event on workflow dispatch. So this is that we can involve this event manually, and on this we're gonna input our version number, and we have a checkbox to check if that also gonna run on E2E, which is we're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip that for now, and we just need to put on our version number, so it can pick the specific version to roll back. So give a job, and same thing, we have a environment. We're gonna have a Ubuntu environment. We're gonna do steps. So first step, and we need to get a version number. We are going to have a version number here. It's gonna print it out what version that we are looking for. Then we are going to download our package from release. We call it a download artifact, and we're gonna use this action. And let me see. And it's gonna fetch this action. It's gonna fetch GitHub release asset, and we need to specify the tag. Tag is what we have input, and the secret token. Let's say use name used. That's a line. Okay. Then when we has the release path downloaded, we need to unzip it. We're gonna run this command unzip to zip the file and to this folder. Then same thing. We're gonna upload that to our. Server. Yeah, upload to deploy server. This is exactly like what we did from previous video. So far so good. Let me just upload that to. Let me just change that to main, and upload it to main then. Commit. Let me say add rollback. Add rollback workflow. and we have that rollback. So in order to check rollback, we need to have couple release here. We only have like version 4 release package here. So maybe we can do like version 401. Let me just check. Let me just check out. Let's just create a branch called feature 401, and I will do some edit here. Package JSON, not package JSON. We can app, and we add a new feature called feature 401, and I also want to change the version here because we are gonna pack a release package and have a tag, and that's gonna base on this version. So I'll add commit. Let's say we add here. We add the feature 401. Same step again. We are going to our code. So we have a new branch 401. We have feature 401. We're gonna merge that to staging environment. It's going to do CI to check my code is good, is in a standard, and the test has passed. Let's wait for a little bit. Okay, that's passed, and then we're gonna merge that to staging. We delete that branch. So let's see our action that's merging to staging environment. In a very short time, we should be able to see our staging environment has feature 401. At the moment, we only have feature 4. Okay, it's upload to my deploy server. Looks fine, looks good here. So let me just refresh that. As you can see, we have a feature 401 integrated to our staging environment. So the code that's still the latest release, that's still 400 version 4, because we haven't merged that to our main branch. Let's merge that to our main branch now. Staging. Let's have a pull request. Merge from staging to main. And it's going to do CI again. That is from staging to main, because we want the main to have a feature 401 as well, and to pack a release and to have a tag for version 401. CI looks good. CI, so we're gonna merge that to our main branch. Let's check commit the RollBack workflow. Yeah, it looks good so far. And we'll see if we have that version 401 here on production. As you can see, we have a 401 from production, and we should get a new release. Latest release should be 401. As you can see, we got latest release at 401, and we have 2 release. Okay, then we're gonna do a rollback. As I can't see my workflow has rollback, so let me just go to my code here. In my code, we have a rollback, but it's not in workflows. So let me just drag that to workflow, and I make another commit. Oops. Instead of that, let me just revert that. Then go back to my main branch, and then let me just move my RollBack file to workflow. File path. I need to pull because that we just merge staging to our main. Okay, we're gonna do the same to staging. Let's pull and rebase to main. Okay, so let's see if I have as you can see, we have a rollback action now. I have a rollback workflow now. So on the rollback workflow, okay, if we see our configuration file here, let's check We are on the main. So let's open up the RollBack. So on the RollBack here, we have a workflow here. We can choose our branch, and we can choose a version to deploy it. Like here, we have defined the text here, and we're gonna use this version, and we're gonna use this version. Like say, if we are having a version 401 now, but we have some problem with our production environment. I want that rollback to version 4. So what I can do is here, we can just type in version 4. So this is going to be a tag name, version 4. So we're going to run workflow. So on the run workflow, that's going to do is that take my input, and to fetch the release asset, and to this environment, and unzip it, then upload that to my development server, deploy server, and that's going to target my directory based on the branch, as we got a branch here. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. It's a request not found. Tab V. Let's open that. It's not found. That I think we got some problem with our version. Let me just check that. I should have known that. Let me just try that again. So what is that? V. What the path of this? Let me just try that again. Go to RollBack. We'll type out version 4. Let's say that's our new RollBack. As you can see, it looks good now. So we have our input version 4, and it's gonna download the package, and then unzip it and send that to my deployment server. So we are on version 4 now. So let me on our production environment. So as you can see, we have version 4 now. And on the we have actually rolled back to our previous version. We can do the same to staging environment. let me just so on the rollback. So rollback, we got a version here. Then we choose staging. That's staging. That's a staging branch that refer to my staging environment. Let's do the rollback. So let's see if we can roll back the roll back to version 4. So we don't want version 4.1 because version 4.1 has a bug. Looks good here. As you can see here, we roll back to our version 401, like 400, our version 4. Okay, we have integrate, we have add workflow, we have add rollback workflow. And next one I wanted to do is I want to add another workflow. Is like a E2E test, end-to-end test. So I want to do the get a file called et test YAML. In an E2E test, we got a name for this workflow, and we're gonna listen to the event on workflow code and the workflow dispatched. Workflow dispatching means that we can do that manually. A job and platform and steps. So run on this platform and steps, the same as like we need to version 16, no version 16, and we need to install okay here. We need to check out our repository, and we're going to cache okay, we're gonna do the install dependencies. We're gonna do the cache as previous settings, same, and then we're gonna run et test. We're gonna run et, which is gonna run the script beyond et test. So that's going to be our in package JSON. That's going to be this script. So we're going to pass a parameter into this E2E. So if that's on the E2E on main branch, we're going to test that on this URL. Otherwise, we're gonna test on staging environment. So in here, let's say we have a E2E configuration file, and that's gonna test. That's gonna test here. So we want that we can do that manually, like to execute that manually. Or what we can do is that we can do that after continuous deployed. So when that's deployed successfully, then we wanna run E2E test. So what we can do is we can add another job called E2E test. Add E2E test. So on E2E test, that's gonna on CD when we have done the job CD job, then what we're gonna run here, we're gonna run this file E2E, and all the secret is inherit from CD work, from CD job, and we got a property called needs here, got CD. It means that we're gonna run E2E test after CD has done. Okay, so far so good. And we also want to have E2E. We also want to add E2E to the RollBack, and we want to give you an option when we're going to do the RollBack, and if we're going to do E2E, we can get that option. Let's say, so we have we have the RollBack. On the RollBack, we have a version. We can get another option called E2E test, and that's going to appear as a checkbox, and they're gonna say if user gonna do the E2E, we're gonna run E2E test. We're going to add that to the end. So that basically saying that here needs, we're gonna roll back when this rollback job has done, we're gonna run E2E test, and in the E2E test we are gonna check if that's gonna, if the checkbox here E2E test is true. If that's true, then we're gonna run E2E test. Otherwise, we don't run E2E test. Okay. So let's make a commit. Let's get a commit. Let's say git add a commit feature. Let's say add E2E workflow. I need to git pull, git push. Okay, so we are going to check if we have a E2E available. So what we are going to do is I'm going to have a branch. Check our branch, let's say feature, let's say 5. So we're going to add a feature. And I'm going to change version as 5. Then we make a commit. So we're gonna push that. When we done that, we're gonna merge that to staging environment, staging branch. Let's make commit. I just accidentally merged that to main, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to do the same routine. It's going to do the CI, going to do CI, make sure the code I wrote is legit. So I'm gonna check that. Let me just wait for that for a second. So that's check test done. So we're gonna make a merge to master to main branch. So what's gonna happen? It's gonna run the CD continue deployed. When that's done, it's gonna run going to run E2E test. Let's check that. Because the jobs here, they are doing you can have multiple jobs. They are running like a parallel. So we need to do that need, and we add our job. So it means we can make sure the CD job has done already. Then we're gonna run E2E test. Those CD is done now. It's good. Then it's running E2E test. Look, everything looks good. E2E has passed. Then we're gonna check our production environment. See if we have a feature. I'll say feature 5. As you can see, we have our feature 5. Okay, on this video we have talked about how do you have like a RollBack. We add the E2E test. Okay, then we also can on this video we have add the RollBack and add E2E test, and we can also check that E2E test on the RollBack. So earlier we tried I tried the version 5, and let's see if we can make that work now. And I'll make sure the version 5, and we make sure the E2E run is checked. Then we run a workflow. We'll see how it goes this time. We're starting RollBack action. As you can see, we have finished RollBack, and the E2E text is running now. So it will make sure that we have E2E is running when we back to version 5. It seems all good here. Then we are going to our production environment. We can see that we are back to our version 5, and we have a E2E checked on RollBack. Okay, that's pretty much for these serials, and we have covered quite a lot on this GitHub action workflow, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe this video if you guys like this video, I'll see you guys on next time. Bye now.